punch, and they'll take your questions, and I'll go get Coach.
Guys got down by 20 there in the first half, 21 again in the second half before you start to battle back and really made it a game there at the end. What were you saying to each other throughout that comeback as you guys tried to get back in?
We were really just saying to each other at the break, just keep our heads up. I mean, that's really what you can do. When shots are falling, just continue to shoot those shots. Get paid touches and just keep our heads up.
Yeah, even whenever we were down that deficit, the message from within us was we were telling ourselves that we're still going to win the game. So I feel like that's what kind of helped us not let the 20-point turn into anything else and kind of allowed us to fight back. Obviously, we weren't able to finish the job, but I feel like just having that team connectedness of us telling ourselves that we're going to come back and win the game kind of helped us make that effort to come back at the end.
Defensively, what do y'all think the biggest difference was in those final 5 minutes compared to how you guys started?
I would say really execution. We have to hit shots. We have to run our offense. We can't, let ourselves get aside from that. We spend all summer, all fall practicing these things, and we just got to execute. So.
And then really just in terms of the defensive end, I think it's just the pressure aspect. I feel like for the whole first half and the first 15 minutes of the second half, they were kind of comfortable with everything. We weren't really forcing them to do anything. We were kind of reacting on the other end. So I feel like, in the last 5 minutes, we kind of, I don't know what it was that made us flip it, but we turned on the intensity and we saw they started turning it over. So I feel like if we can kind of watch that, learn from that, and kind of take that going forward, I feel like that'll kind of help us on the defensive end.
How do you make sure that intensity shows up from the tip on Thursday?
Talking to each other. I mean, we have to. Like I said, it's really execution. When you're there, when you're following your defensive principles and you're getting those stops, I mean, everything falls into place. But when you decide to, do what you want to do and not follow the principles, because what we practice, everybody succeeds in it. So once somebody decides not to do it, that kind of is a trickle down effect, and it gets ugly from there. So. We just got to keep our heads up, honestly, and just continue to push through and, turn around Thursday or whenever our next game is.
And then also just kind of remembering what this feels like, because personally, just from being in the locker room the past few days, the vibes have been high. So I really don't know what it was and why we started off so slow, both on the offensive and defensive end. But just remembering how this feels now, because it's, obviously disappointing for us and disappointing for the fan base. But we know that this shouldn't have happened, so we're going to do what we need to do to kind of make sure this doesn't happen again in the games up and coming.
David, how did you overcome those 3 fouls early in the second half?
I just told myself, my team needed me, which they did, and I just had to tell myself to keep pushing. I mean, it's 3 fouls. I mean, to me, it's not bad when you're playing hard. So I had to be there for my team, honestly.
Punch, what was like I said, I know you probably focused more so on the team result, but obviously at 19 tonight, it seemed like you made a lot of progress with your offensive game. What was your offseason like? How much growth do you feel like you kind of made on that end?
I feel like I made a lot of growth. I've really made sure to pay attention and really watch the details when it comes to offense, because that's what it really falls down to at this level. You have to be very precise, and that's really what I've brought my game to, just making it simple for myself, really.
Without Danny in there tonight and with Malik going down in the first half, how much of an adjustment is that for you down low, knowing that your big man isn't there next to you?
I would say it's a big adjustment. Honestly, I haven't really played the 5 a lot this summer. I did last year, so my instincts kind of kicked in a little bit. But whatever happens, and we just gotta adjust. I mean, whether it's big adjustment, small adjustment, we have to adjust, and it has to be quick. So.
Anything else for these guys? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.